can ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny, hey! Oh, yeah!
Did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived close to that time and this year as I sing this song. And I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. Oh, little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see everybody. 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
Gabe Bob has confirmed.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1828, August 11th, 2026. 97 degrees on that hot summer in 1947. 97 on this day. 47 on this day in 1968, and again in 2004. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Haidt in the newsroom, and of course, the Rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
Is this primary voting day all around the country or just here?
Different places. Each state has their own. I mean, we had some last week, remember, in several states.
That's right. Well, the Mink writes, I would like to thank the early voters who make it possible for people who vote on Election Day, like real Americans, to avoid waiting in any long lines. If you have to vote early and throw your vote into the wind, that's fine by this patriot. Second point, my Minneapolis 3rd Ward staff was decidedly youthful in comparison to many past experiences. The 8 people I noted were all under 50 and some way under 50. The staff was also properly diverse. Not 8 women of color diverse, but what I would consider a reasonable cross-section of humanity. Live from the sociology department, the Mink. Did you note any watchers at your polling places today? Staff, anyone?
No.
I was turned away and told to come back later.
Yeah.
No, I'm not joking, John.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Because it was full?
10 to 9, they were not open yet.
Wow.
I was outraged, obviously, and I looked it up, and sure enough, they've been given dispensation, and they don't have to open until 9 a.m., so I'm voting this afternoon.
Well, I'm reading a piece that Carol Evan had where the state is employing election observers to monitor the federal observers. So we're watching the watchers.
Okay.
I didn't see anybody.
Oh, wow.
If you vote today, you might encounter a federal observer outside. If you look closely, you might also notice a state observer observing that observer.
I have my doubts that they're in my little township.
We have taken voting and made it into such a mishmash. What? I certainly understand why reports of agents of the federal government at the polls would alarm people, especially here in Minnesota, given what we have all gone through over the last several months, said Secretary of State Steve Simon. So I want to say that you aren't taking anything for granted now. We aren't taking anything for granted. Simon acknowledged that the Department of Justice has long sent observers to various locations across the country, including Minnesota, to ensure federal voting rights laws are followed. In July, the DOJ announced that Minnesota is among 6 states that will see observers during their primary elections to ensure federal laws are followed and election integrity is maintained. That's because Trump keeps trying to set up the laws. It's a SID rule. We're sending you actual DOJ civil rights lawyers, said Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon in a video posted to X. They are trained in election law. They are trained in observing these types of things. Who knows? And who knows, you may see them at the polls. But the observers who are watching the observers probably are also trained to watch the observers. So who's watching the observers who are watching the observers?
I'm going to get a 12-pack, and I'm going to sit outside
Get a lawn
and watch,
chair, yeah.
Yeah, and watch the observers that are observing the observers.
Last week, the feds deployed several observers to Michigan, and there were no issues reported. But they won't have as much access to observe Minnesota. Both Hennepin and Ramsey County have declined the DOJ's request to allow these observers as they can under the law. Simon said. The Department of Justice has affirmed that they will abide by this direction. Well, no wonder I didn't see any observers that had to be observed because I'm in Ramsey County and they've declined to host the federal observers.
There you go.
So I don't know where they are. They must be up at your place, Kenny.
Steve Simon makes my blood boil. I'm just trying to maintain a civil tongue right now.
Well, elections certainly have changed, haven't they?
They sure have.
Yeah. I think what people have to keep in mind is that the Trump administration and the Secretary of State of Minnesota have very different views of how well elections are conducted in this state, said Steve Shire of Carleton College. It's very unusual for a local jurisdiction to prohibit federal election monitors from observing the actual voting, I think. Whatever. Okay, you got observers watching the observers, but not in Hennepin and Ramsey County. What would an observer see that would constitute alarm? I walk in, I give them my name, they give me a ballot, bing, bang, boom. What is being observed?
And I'll ask another question. I can't answer that, but my question is, what are you doing where you're not allowing a federal observer? And so are you surmising, not you, them, that the federal observers are on Team Trump and they're there to do nefarious things?
Yes.
That's what they think?
Yes.
Do you think that?
The answer is yes.
Hasn't it been the other way
Joe,
around?
do you
though?
think
The answer is yes.
But hasn't it been the other way around in years past?
Yeah, it's gone both ways. I remember back to, it was Bush, right? In Florida.
Bush Gore?
The hanging chads.
Yeah, hanging chads. So, wait a minute. So could it be, do I have this figured out? The Democratic observers are observing Minnesota and the conservative observers are observing the Democratic observers observing
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yes, you have
I'm
that correct.
I'm getting tired.
I'm getting a headache.
My brain is starting to shut down.
Well, is it a ray of hope that I think, I went in and voted. It was painless. I think my vote counted, and I went to work. That's all.
Do you think it counted, though? Do you really think it mattered?
Yes, I did.
That's right. I could have come into work late today because of voting.
Yeah.
Shoot.
No, I put my ballot in the machine and had a chat with my buddy Big John, who stands there every election and watches people put their slip into the machine. And then I left, and I thought everything's fine.
Did you have a number on the ticker? Did you see what number you were?
I did. Well, I didn't even look.
Oh, okay.
I think they want you to think everything's fine.
Well,
I don't trust any of the process.
that's a shame because that's what we should be able to trust.
Well, but that's also what's been ruined for the last 8 years for one reason or the other, and I'll let you create your own reasons.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at, John, but like Matthew said, it's whoever's in charge thinks that wrong is being done.
Yeah, but nobody's tried to do the damage that's happened the last 8 years.
But is Gore
To elections.
versus Bush, were those the floodgates that opened that we need to micromanage?
How long is this?
Elections
He's
from now
asking
on?
a great question. Has this happened in the 50s, the 30s, the 1800s?
I don't know. I wasn't here. But I can tell you this. Voting, I lost track. What did you say? You said something accidentally.
What did you
Yeah,
say?
sorry, but I'm trying to remember.
No, you
now.
said something
I'm trying to think, but
accidentally
nothing happens.
that I needed to know.
Did Bush Gore open the floodgates that we need to micromanage?
Bush Gore. That was a contumely.
Bro.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
That-
F that one. F
New
that
word.
Yep.
Fix that. Give
was
me a different
That
word.
was a contumely
Jesus.
that
Joe. Snob.
I'm smarter than you.
Kenny, look that up, will you? So
I
know.
am.
Can't even spell it.
I don't
You
know how to
kidding me?
spell it.
Same.
okay, that was a dispute.
Okay.
that arose because of hanging chads. What it was a forerunner of the problems we see today, but it was not fomented by
we know that
a
one.
sitting president believing that the election would be fraudulent.
Oh, okay.
Trump has gone out of his way to plant every seed possible that the elections are rigged. They'll only not be rigged if he wins and the people he wants to win.
Bad
Then
news
it'll
for
be
you,
okay.
Joe. I got
So
bad
the
news for
distinction
you.
was those were two brand new presidential candidates. It wasn't an
No,
incumbent.
Bush was an incumbent, wasn't he?
No.
No.
Well,
this
that's
was-
right. Bush and Gore. Well, they were scrappy combatants, and they went down fighting till the end, and they were grasping for straws, and the lawyers had to get involved, and the country was saved from Al Gore.
Contumely is a formal, old-fashioned noun that means harsh, insulting, or contemptuous language and arrogant, abusive behavior.
Yeah, and so the sitting president is a walking contumely.
Everything you said about the president and his views on the election, I have felt long before Trump even thought about running for office. That's always been my feeling.
Why do you vote?
That we're
then?
getting played.
Why do you vote?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you shouldn't.
John.
If you think that way, you shouldn't.
I want to cancel out whoever.
I think my vote matters on the township level.
You mean on the more local it is, the more your vote
There's
counts? Yes.
Well, yeah. There's about 1,000 of us, maybe.
Yeah.
Now, Trump is despicable in his continuing insistence that, I mean, he's still bitching about Biden, for God's sake.
I know. Get over that.
Get over it. You own this economy. You're the president. Shut the hell up. He's an idiot. He's just a complete idiot, and I learn more about him every day to confirm my belief that he's an idiot.
So are 50% of Americans that voted for him?
Yes.
30%.
They're
Correction.
I have no Republican Party that I would wish to join, and I have no Democratic Party that I would wish to join. So I'm a lonely political cat. There's nothing for me out there.
How
But
can
you had to pick one of them today, right, to vote for?
Well, you had to.
One of the parties.
You had to vote partisan.
Declare.
Yeah,
But why isn't there a third party that is so?
it's Matt. That's never worked. A third
But right
party.
now would be
Third
the
party
time.
talk is dull, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's been tried a million
Oh,
times.
wait.
No, but right now it's so.
Well, I don't know who that would be.
Worked for Jesse.
There's- Yeah, and there right now though, there's 3 or 4 different groups with known figures who are trying to put stuff together, and they get no traction at all. I mean, it
But
just
I would argue that didn't work. It worked for the governor, yes, but it didn't work for the party because nothing ever came of it. To Joe's point.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
John, do you think the resistance to a third party is coming from the other two parties, or is it coming from the voters? That's
a good
always been the
point.
question I've had wondered.
Interesting.
there
think-
is no present third party.
I asked a question. Did you listen to the question?
Mm-hmm.
But there are groups, Joe, led by actual political figures who are trying to get traction, and they can't.
They can't get traction.
Is that because of maybe coverage by the press? Is it because, like Kenny said, the Democrats and Republicans fight it, try to hide it, make sure nobody knows about it? What's going on?
Well, well, the quick answer would be they get no attention from the nation's news gatherers. They just get no attention at all.
Yeah,
None.
I'd agree.
The future voters of America,
Socialists?
I don't know, as they wind
out.
their way through the failed academy, they'll be well, the University of Michigan will drop grades for first semester freshmen next year.
We'll drop grades.
Yeah, there's no grading. Because they want to curb the mental health crisis unfolding among college-age individuals. It's too stressful.
You just went through
It's too
12 years of schooling.
It's just too stressful to go off to college and expect to. Years ago, I warned you guys, watch out for the term mental health.
Yeah.
It's going to become a cover for a variety of sins in this country. It'll be a term that's thrown at anything troublesome. So here you have incoming freshmen at the University of Michigan, and instead of a letter grade, see, they've removed the letter grade so the kids don't have to worry about it because they don't want to trouble their mental health. And so they'll get pass or no credit. And the program is designed to help students acclimate to the demands of college and allow intrinsic motivations to guide personally meaningful academic journeys.
Holy buckets.
What is that? That's just utter B as in B, S as in S.
That means smoke a lot of weed.
That means come on in, kids. Don't worry about anything. Party your ass off the first semester.
Yeah.
We're not going to grade you, and we're worried about your mental health. Well, you're not worried about their mental health. You're worried about your bottom line, and you want to keep having kids show up at school, and they're not going to show up if it's too difficult or if they actually have to work hard.
I wish I could go back to the general college freshman year.
There's just, and Michigan isn't alone in this. Other schools have done this. Michigan apparently is the latest to do it because they want to relieve the pressure on freshmen. What, you know what? It's over. It's over. It's over.
Careful.
It's over.
When it's over.
Evergreen State College does not give traditional A through F letter grades or calculate a GPA.
Right.
Instead, professors write detailed narrative evaluations and award specific academic credits for completed work.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fine.
Jeez.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Wow.
Does that fly, though, in the business world? So if you graduated from Evergreen with a he's A-OK, is that going to get you?
Yeah.
Is that going to get you an executive job?
Well, isn't the inevitable result of the failed academy going to be failed businesses?
I think we're seeing a lot of that, Joe. You know, I look around some businesses and I can tell that right there is the result of a college education, somebody who has no idea how the real world works.
Damn, I wish I would have voted at a place that had a watcher watching the watcher.
Watcher watching the watcher.
I wanted to see an observer observing the observer.
The watcher watching the watcher.
I want to see and I wanted to know who watched the watcher was watching the watcher. There's somebody on the roof with binoculars?
A voting sniper, so to speak, not with any.
I wouldn't even use that
Yeah,
word.
maybe that's a bad word.
I wouldn't
Okay.
even use that
I'll
word.
retract that.
Because I would have loved to have chatted with an observer watching the observer,
What are you looking for?
or the initial observer.
Hey, what are you doing?
How do you become one of these? What are you looking for?
Well, first of all, the training for the first semester, we don't grade you
Yeah.
because we know you might be stressed out.
Did you go to Michigan?
Yeah, I did, of course.
What is the period at work when you start your probationary
period.
Your first 90 days, we're not going to pay you.
How about you want to be a cop? Don't worry about it. You don't have to do anything
We
for the
got it.
first 6
We got
months.
it.
You see a crime that could trouble you, that could cause mental disturbance. Don't even just turn the other way.
You're a crime
If
boss.
you
go the other
accidentally shoot a guy, don't worry about it. We got your
Don't
back.
worry about it.
Not a big deal.
You're a lawyer. You blow your first case because you made 100 mistakes. Don't let it bother you.
Yeah, the client doesn't really.
You won't get disbarred, not under the new plans.
You'll get new clients. Don't worry.
Now you're selling insurance to this guy, and you're going to upsell him and everything. You're trying to get all you can. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Let's see how long your career lasts.
You don't want to work on Mondays?
Oh,
Don't worry about it. Come in at noon.
how about Fridays?
Yeah, you get Friday off, too.
Okay, I want a 3-day
we
weekend.
got to have a 32-hour work week.
That's true. Drop that last 8.
Yeah, drop the last 8. You don't need it. Take it at the beginning of the week or the end of the week, whatever makes you feel most mentally fit.
I think that's where we differ. I think that's where we are at a crossroads.
How about airline pilots?
I'm for a 4-day work week.
How about airline pilots?
Ooh.
What about dress?
It's your first flight, Ralph. It's your first flight. Try to get it off the ground. If you don't, you don't.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
You know where the reverse thrusters
Yeah,
are,
don't
so we
worry
don't go
about
into the river. Yes.
I realize we're a white collar business here, but as far as the dress code goes, sweats, that's all right.
That's fine.
Pajamas, I just got up.
That's
Zubas
good.
are not that out of style.
I just got up. Yeah.
They're
Bras
just not
are
that out of
always-
style.
Bras are always optional.
Dressed like you're in Miami. Yeah.
Oh,
Skin
brother.
tight, whether you're 30 or 300 pounds.
Oh, my God.
Unfortunately, we're halfway there, Joe. At least halfway there.
Oh, hell yes.
This isn't the future. This is now.
Okay, you guys, I fulfilled my
Oh, you're getting serious now.
my post-work assignment yesterday. I went and saw a very nice apartment complex in St. Paul that I didn't know existed because you cannot see it from Shepherd Road.
That would be Waterford Bay Apartments.
Waterford Bay. It looks like they're very handsome apartments, and it's right down on the river. But you have to cross Shepherd Road on Randolph, and continue on Randolph, which is it might as well have been destroyed in World War I by crude bombs.
It's that
because
bad.
it's just so horrible. And then you turn into Waterford Bay, and there it is, a very nice, very, very handsome. Be a nice place to live. You're right on the river. It's shaded by trees, and it looks. Then I went on their website later. I'm jumping ahead of the story, but I went on their website and I looked at all the apartment layouts. They're very nice, and they got the amenities, the weight room and putting greens and the whole deal. And you're right there.
If you look at it from the air, they've got their own canal that looks like it was a place where boats or barges used to dock.
Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, it's a barge canal.
So now the homeless have moved there, not to Waterford Bay. Immediately west of the apartment is a very modest parking lot. There are garages at Waterford Bay, so I don't know how many people park outside. But immediately west of that, the woods begin, and you'd have to go through the woods,
Okay.
and there would be the new drug addict encampment. It's not a homeless encampment. These are drug addicts. Why does this city put up with this? And why in the hell, whoever has to pay property taxes, the developer, ought to call the mayor and say, until these people are gone, you're not getting a dime from me.
Oh, boy.
You're not getting a dime from me.
Yeah, hit them where it hurts.
Why in the hell should we put up with this? No one should have to. Arrest them. They're drug abusers. They're drug addicts. They need help.
Somebody that lives in
Homeless
Waterford.
people are homeless. True homeless people are hoping for a home. Drug addict encampments are hoping for drugs. There's a big difference.
Yes.
There are legitimately homeless people who have had a rough go of it. They're sleeping rough, as they say in England. They're sleeping in their cars, or they're bunking out with relatives or whatever, and they're still working and they're trying to get their act together. Those are homeless people.
Okay.
This is not homeless. This is drug addiction.
Somebody just texted me that lives in Waterford Bay. I said, have you seen any homeless? She says, yes, I will not comment for your show. I will not come on the show. And she says, I've seen a few, but on Shepherd Road, not in the apartment complex.
Do I know this person?
You don't. She's an employee of the airport.
I see.
Yes.
Well,
So,
my point
Joe-
is, if you're an apartment dweller at Waterford Bay, your immediate neighbor is a drug addicted encampment. Now, why is that tolerated? Is that I don't have the wisdom of Solomon, but I have had ideas that, of course, were poo-pooed, not only by the public, but by you guys. Walls bought that food building, right?
Yep.
To store
On the east
bodies
side,
in,
yeah.
for God's sake.
Right.
That never happened. I wanted that divided up into individual units for living, and you'd also get drug counseling.
They won't go.
They won't go. They
We
want to
already
be.
have.
They're drug addicts. They're gone. Their minds are very distorted and corrupted.
Joe,
They
we
have no idea of. They're not waking up every day hoping to get a home.
Right.
You have empty beds in the Twin Cities.
They
for the
won't
homeless.
use them.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Yes, you're right. They won't use them because rules are enforced. Well, what kind of future are we creating when kids go off to college and they're not even expected to worry about the first semester because it might be too much pressure? These are not homeless encampments, and the people who are in good faith rented an apartment at a nice place called Waterford Bay, now their immediate neighbors are drug addicts. They shouldn't have to deal with that.
No.
But they don't have any recourse. I mean, I like your idea of not paying, but you know what happens when you don't pay.
If enough people stop paying their property taxes, this town would turn around in 30 seconds.
The city would take over those properties. That's the way it would happen.
How about if 25,000 people?
The city would take over every single one of those properties.
They don't have enough personnel. They would
you
see
know
the
what?
light and they would turn themselves
You
around.
go ahead and lead the charge.
I'm not going to.
Oh, I see.
Kenny, he's an ideas man. He's not about logistics.
He's got people to make it happen.
He's an idea man.
Get on it, folks.
If you do have a home, you probably have a garage. If you have a garage, the garage is probably part of the house. The detached garage is almost becoming a thing of the past, except if you get out in the rural area. But in either case, the garage is part of the house or it's detached. A new polyurea garage floor would make a world of difference by Installed Building Solutions. This is the latest technology in epoxy floors, different colors, of course. But these things are tough. They don't crack. They don't yellow. They survive where we live. They survive winter. They survive salt. They survive your pickup truck. They survive dropping oil on the floor. Just wipe it up with a paper towel. And right now, you can get $250 off your first or next purchase from Installed Building Solutions. And they're also adding, for your enjoyment, melamine cabinets and overhead storage solutions. You can go to their Farmington showroom to see not only the polyurea floor colors and finishes, but also custom garage storing options. Call Installed Building Solutions to make an appointment to visit that Farmington showroom, 651-463-9333, and schedule a showroom appointment. You want to book a garage examination because you want that new floor. We've made it simple. Go to garagelogic.com/IBS. garagelogic.com/IBS. Get the finest garage floor. It'll really transform your property, and it'll really transform your garage. They're clean, they're bright, they're easy to clean. IBS Coating.com, garagelogic.com/IBS.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
If you've been waiting for that deal on a new pontoon or fishing boat, your wait is over. Warner's Dock has slashed prices on all remaining 26 inventory, including Premier and Bentley pontoons, Alumacraft, and Skeeter boats. We can choose from an extensive selection and take advantage of late summer deals right now. Plenty of summer left. You can still get out on the lake and enjoy it. And Warner's Dock in New Richmond, the best place in the Midwest to find your brand new pontoon or boat. If fishing is all you ever think about, all you want to do is fish, Warner's Dock specializes in Alumacraft boats, and you have your choice, Suzuki, Yamaha, or Mercury outboards. They've been around for 79 years. If you've been thinking about selling a fishing boat, but you don't like listing it on Marketplace or Craigslist, don't worry about it. Warner's Dock in New Richmond is purchasing used fishing boats and pontoons up to 15 years old. We're talking sales, service, storage. Warner's Dock in New Richmond does it all. They are the place for all your boating needs. WarnerStock.com.
This drug encampment, I don't know what to do about it. The city is not taking it seriously. They're playing whack-a-mole. They move from one area to the other. If you look at it that way, wouldn't these drug addicts have been better off left alone at Pig's Eye, where there are no residents to bother?
Yes,
yeah,
I would agree.
but it's still a park.
Well,
You and I can't go camp there. Our butts would be kicked off so fast, and we'd be hit with fines and threat of jail.
if we camp there,
If we set up there, we would be removed immediately.
there should be no toleration for such blatant. Isn't that kind of drug use against the law?
This is my point. Why do they get a pass?
Well, the jails aren't big enough, apparently. And the police are overworked as it is.
And you can't just go up and down the river
Well,
like they are.
somebody had a great idea for that Waterford Bay. It's hidden. It's luxurious.
The person that I know that lives there really enjoys it.
Well,
As opposed except this shit.
this just hit them a week ago.
Yeah.
Now, the police in Minneapolis, they're in trouble because Robin Wonsley, a reliable DSAer, she's saying, hey, people of Minneapolis, your property taxes are going to keep going up so long as we got to pay for a police department.
That's basically what she
That's
said.
what she's saying.
Yeah. You fixed it for her.
If you keep wanting us to have police, you're going to pay more. That's exactly what she's saying. And she's advising her council brothers and sisters to stop rubber stamping blank checks for the Minneapolis Police Department. It can't be done. We can't have police. They're too expensive.
The city is facing extreme financial pressure, she wrote in a newsletter. One of the largest drains is MPD, which is responsible for about a third of the entire general fund. Joe, who's to blame for the overspending and the unbalanced budget in Minneapolis?
Robin Wonsley.
Thank you.
Now, here's the other thing. Has it come to this? Is a police force a drain on a city's budget?
No, it's part of doing business as a city.
Because when you say it's a drain on the budget, the implication is that it's not needed. There's no
Right.
such thing as the police being a drain on anything.
Right.
Joe, my mortgage is a real drain on my bank account.
Of course it is.
It's just draining. This roof over my head.
Currently, Minneapolis is facing a budget shortfall likely to exceed $30 million. Well, we've been down this road before. Why don't you people hire somebody who knows how to budget and quit spending more money than you take in?
Well, no, they hired a therapist.
That's true. They get along together.
I don't think they can afford an accountant.
Jacob Fry is expected to unveil a city budget later this week that that could include cuts to city spending, increased property taxes, and more. In advance of that proposal, the council is making known their priorities. And Wonsley's priority ain't the cops.
Mm-hmm.
The city is facing extreme pressure, Wonsley said. One of the largest drains is MPD. Well, it's not a drain. Wonsley, who has endorsed, she's a DSAer, of course, said the city's police department routinely goes over budget by tens of millions of dollars of overtime. Well, they don't have a full complement of officers.
No, they are under the recommended, or the minimum of 731. They have 638 as of June of this year.
And plus, she's very angry that some MPD people have gotten raises without meaningful police reforms. There is only one meaningful police reform for the likes of Robin Wonsley. This would be true of any city the closer you get to the country's tallest buildings. The only meaningful reform they want is no police. That's the reform they want. Nothing is going to satisfy them. If there's somebody out there with a badge and a weapon, they haven't been reformed. Why don't you people wake up and realize that's the truth being spoken? She doesn't want police. And there's no reform that will be satisfactory to her unless they're reformed out of business. So taxpayers will continue to see increased property taxes every year until the city stops issuing checks for MPD, regardless of public safety outcomes or reform implementation, Wonsley said. She is a...
Don't they do that already?
She's a committed soul. She's committed to a city with a police reform that would be suitable to her ideology, which is no police. I don't see that's not hyperbole. That's the way it is in Minneapolis. That's probably the way it is in Portland. That's probably the way it is in Seattle. That's probably the way it is in St. Louis, in Chicago, in New York, and L.A. No police. These are ideological losers. They have never faced reality. They've never had consequences for their actions. They have nothing to offer the public except their ideology. And the ideology in this case is no cops. You got a third precinct in Minneapolis 6 years after the George Floyd weekend that still hasn't been solved or rebuilt.
That's on purpose.
I know.
That's their tribute. It's their memorial.
Minneapolis has fewer officers this year than it did 7 years ago and is on a pace to overspend its overtime budget. Well, does that stand to reason that they're on a pace to do that? They don't have enough cops to meet the city's policing needs. Wonsley argued that public safety should be measured by metrics of success rather than staff members.
I don't know what that means.
To that end, she said homicide clearance rates and police response times are better now than in years when MPD had more officers. So she's finding a way to say fewer officers are better. Well, she's trying to have it both ways there. If she believes homicide clearance rates and police response times are better now than in years when MPD had more officers, then she obviously believes that they should be paid in overtime. Because it's the overtime officers who are solving these things. So she's not thinking straight, but she can't because she has nothing to go on. She has no background in life. It's only her ideology that she has to go on.
I wonder how fast she would call 911 if somebody was breaking
as fast as anyone in the city.
Yeah.
After Frey unveils his budget this week, the Minneapolis City Council will spend the next several months reviewing the budget, amending it, and eventually producing a final budget that will either be signed or vetoed by the mayor. So what's happening, Minneapolis, is you have $1 billion put in the hands of people who've never handled money. They've never punched a time clock. They've never worked. They've never raised a family. They've never had property tax issues. They're handling your budget for the city. They don't like police. And if you have to continue to pay the police overtime, you homeowners in Minneapolis, because of who you've elected, you will be facing higher property taxes year after year after year. Okay, there
Putting
you
it
are.
all on the residents, who are also picking up the slack for all the businesses that moved out of downtown. She does have budget priorities, Joe.
Of course she
What
does.
are they?
She wants to create a city agency to mitigate the city's legal and financial liabilities.
Yeah, we need another agency.
She wants to explore the possibility of publicly owned housing
There you go.
and stopping cuts to programs that serve marginalized communities.
You could live in apartment block 17B on the 14th floor. The heat reaches the 12th floor.
Give me the amenities. Are they like Waterford Bay? Do
No,
we have a
no,
nice...
no.
She went on to say Minneapolis has amongst the highest racial inequities in the country. Our police force has a confirmed pattern of racially discriminatory, policing.
And, Wonsley, you represent a party in the DSA that appeals most specifically to college-educated white people who are pretending they're concerned.
She went on to say our residents were just targeted by the federal government in a violent occupation. Cutting programs that serve residents of color and low-income residents will worsen these inequities and are a non-starter.
Well, give them more things for free so they can not appreciate it.
I have a great idea for Robin and the city of Minneapolis. How much does snow plowing eat up the budget?
Let's not plow.
Let's get rid of plowing.
We don't need
My
plowing.
God.
Everybody
Think of the money we'd
everybody
save.
should be walking anyway.
Yeah. Maybe we could do a share plow thing like you used to do in your alley.
Yep. I was once the alley captain.
Maybe Bill with
Love
his
that.
3/4 ton can plow 1 week.
Yep.
And then Jim on the other side of town can get out his 1 ton with 300,000 miles on it and exhaust that's dragging on the ground. He could take care of things.
But that wouldn't do you any good because when you got to the street, it wouldn't be plowed. You could drive up and down your alley and pretend you're going to
Joe,
work.
You misunderstood me. Bill and Jim are doing the streets.
Oh, they're
And
doing
they're
the
plow
streets too.
trucks.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing. That's white gold, brother.
Amen to that.
All
Just
of
a
this.
couple of good old boys out doing the city.
See, the problem once again is tribalism. All of this has to be measured against what is taking place, what is occurring in the nation, with higher taxes and higher prices for food and higher prices for gasoline and higher prices for utilities, and a complete instability in the White House.
Yeah,
An
inflation.
ongoing war that goes on, has no sign of ending. A president who says we control the Strait of Hormuz when it clearly is a lie. He's not
So wait a
controlling
minute.
it.
You're doing now what the left does. You are blaming Trump for our local problems.
No, I'm saying when you discuss the local problems, people don't see them as local problems. They see that anything done that's the opposite of Trump is okay. So if Robin Wonsley is an anti-Trump person, that's okay in Minneapolis. That means we're on the right track. People can't see what's right in front of them. You got to handle the state.
I'm stuck in a roundabout. I'm
You got
so
stuck
dizzy.
in the. You got
I'm so
to.
dizzy right now.
You
I
got to
don't know.
solve the problems you can solve.
Am I going north or south? Where am I going? I'm stuck in a roundabout.
The country's in a bad way. And it's in a bad way no matter if you look to the left or if you look to the right. The country's in a bad way.
I thought that, and then I got in the truck, and I went for a 2,000-mile drive, and I discovered the country's doing okay.
Yeah, but you live up in the woods. And
Get out,
nobody around.
Suchi boy. Stretch your legs. Get out. You need some windshield time. You've got to see for yourself that the country's doing okay.
You know what I could do then? I could take one of the great motorcycles from EcoFund,
I've already got a couple picked out.
load that baby up with my stuff, and take off. They have great
Here's what I'm gonna
motorcycles.
do. Joe, here's what I'm going to do. We always talk about the guys that trailer
Yep.
their bikes to Sturgis.
Yep.
I'm going to get a big bike, and I'm going to trailer a dirt bike.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And then I could go around the country on both asphalt and dirt, and I can do it all by going up to EcoFund.
EcoFund's in Forest Lake / Columbus. It's on Highway 97, immediately west of 35. couple of roundabouts and you're there. Brand new building. Great big parking lot to test drive a new electric bike, a small scooter, youth recreational equipment, Kawasaki 4x4s, water equipment. You get a new jet ski now or a wave runner, and the trailer is free. There's a lot of summer left. I've told you this is the most fun store you will ever enter with great motorcycles. Moto Guzzi, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Aprilia. They just had a big demonstration day last week. It is a great motorcycle destination. Scooters that turn every urban errand into an adventure. It's really, really fun at Eco Fun Motorsports. Also in Burnsville on the Service Road of Life near County Road 42. And I dare you, I double dare you to go to their website and escape it without having to go up there immediately. Immediately.
I got you.
EcoFunMotorsports.com. Here we go.
That's the gander.
It's
John.
the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
Here's John Haidt.
Thank you, Joe. One of them has a really good guitar player, but we'll
We
talk
were talking
about
off
that
the
later.
air that there's a band named Goose and a band named Geese.
And
Both are
one of-
lousy names.
And one of them is a jam band, and the other's like does short pop tunes. So they're kind of different bands.
Goose is the pop tunes.
Okay, then Geese must be the jam band. They
guess.
have a killer guitar player if you watch videos of them. Whichever one's the jam band.
You
is
mean
the
a
killer guitar
hippie
player.
band, right?
I mean a jam
Barefoot
band.
and harmonicas,
Not at all, no.
patchouli and all
A jam
of that.
band. Kenny, the best American rock and roll band ever was a jam band, okay? That would
Tell
be
me who
That would be
you-
the Allman Brothers,
Oh,
okay?
okay. Oh, I thought you were talking about that fat guy that plays the harmonica.
From Blues Traveler?
John, do you have any news?
Yeah.
Oh, Blues Traveler. Well, they were a jam band too. Yeah, you're right. You'd like some news, I hear,
Sure.
Joe. All right. This news is brought to you
I don't
by
know why. It's all the same.
Right,
every
you,
day.
good news, 50-50. What do we got?
You're so depressed today, Joe.
Not really.
It's a
Election Day.
wonderful country.
This news brought to you by North American Banking Company. Company, North American Banking Company, bringing you the news. As we've been talking about for some time, the last month or so, today is primary election day. You may vote in the primary elections for either the Democratic or Republican Party candidates. You can't choose both parties. You have to pick one. The polls close at 8 tonight. As long as you're in line before 8, you can vote. By the way, a record number of Minnesota voters cast early ballots ahead of this primary election. As of yesterday morning, 206,196 votes had been cast in
Saps.
the state primary, marking the largest pre-election day turnout in any primary election in a non-presidential year. Kemp's workers in Farmington have authorized a strike seeking better pay, benefits, vacation time, and strike protections. That according to Teamsters Local 471. More than 110 Teamsters at the Farmington location, which is part of Dairy Farmers of America, are a part of the strike as negotiations for a new contract continue. These Kemp's workers produce cultured dairy products distributed across Minnesota and the upper Midwest. The Teamsters Local said it represents workers across Minnesota in industries including dairy processing, warehousing, and distribution. University of Minnesota is paying $250,000 to an Israeli-American professor whose job offer was rescinded in 2024 after backlash to his comments calling the war in Gaza a genocide. Roz Siegel is an associate professor of Holocaust and Genocide Studies at Stockton University in New Jersey. He said the settlement is significant because it shows others who have faced academic repercussions for their speech about the, what he calls, ongoing genocide in Palestine, that they can push back. University of Minnesota withdrew an offer to lead its Center for Holocaust and Genocide Studies days after it was extended to him. In a statement, the U said it had settled all of Siegel's outstanding claims and that neither party will admit wrongdoing as part of the agreement. Siegel, who is Jewish and a dual U.S.-Israeli citizen, grew up hearing stories from his Holocaust survivor grandparents. He developed an academic interest in genocide when traveling in India and reading an essay about the destruction of indigenous groups. He earned his master's degree at Tel Aviv University, wrote his thesis on the Holocaust in the Carpathian Mountains, and later authored 2 books about the Holocaust in Hungary. In the spring of 2024, the U of M interviewed candidates to lead the Center for Holocaust and Genocide Studies. Emails obtained by the Center for Constitutional Rights in a public records request show he was the clear favorite of multiple committees who reviewed all of the candidates.
John, I zoned out there for a second, but can you make something clear for me?
Yeah.
Neither party is admitting guilt. Is that correct?
Correct.
But the U of M paid the guy
$250,000.
Okay, I think we know who's guilty.
Yeah,
here.
we didn't do anything, but you know what? How about $250,000? Well, what the hell? We're feeling generous today.
All right, thanks.
A legal fight over a data center could cost Inver Grove Heights residents millions of dollars if the city loses. The city is being sued by a data center company that submitted its application and said it was in good standing with the city before the Inver Grove Heights City Council approved a 1-year moratorium on data centers. City leaders learned last night that losing the lawsuit could cost $20 million. Mayor Brenda Dietrich put that figure into perspective, noting taxpayers would be footing the bill. She said a resident's city taxes would go from $1,833 to $3,053, which is an annual increase of $1,220 or 67%. A city lawyer said Monday the lawsuit would be dropped if the city excludes Q-Lever from that recently Q-Lever from that recently passed 1-year data center moratorium. Q-Lever wants to build a 54,000 square foot facility at the former Travel Tags building along Carmen Avenue East. The council voted to change the moratorium to exclude the company, but there are still 2 more readings before a final vote. During the public comment, several people advocated for more opportunities for the community to share with the council before the final vote. As it sits now, the city is asking people to send written comments. The mayor and council would have to add a public hearing as the process moves forward, and at least 2 council members supported that idea on Monday night. Authorities are investigating a burglary suspect who was hit by an unoccupied vehicle of a Minnetonka police officer on Monday morning. The Minnetonka Police Department said that at 9:20 in the morning, near the 3700 block of Chicago Avenue South in Minneapolis, one of their officers chased a burglary suspect on foot. Police said the officer was working in Minneapolis as part of the Hennepin County Auto Theft Task Force. After detaining the man, the unoccupied officer's vehicle hit the suspect, and he sustained non-life-threatening injuries, according to police. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension was brought in to investigate. When asked to clarify how the officer's vehicle was moving while unoccupied, the BCA would only say their agents will be looking at all of the circumstances that make up the incident.
So he left it in neutral?
Apparently, yeah.
Or D, yeah.
It just kept going.
Yeah.
I had to read last. I
So
saw.
are we going to... Here's what's going to happen. We're going to end up paying this criminal, aren't we? Or you guys are.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me that he was run into.
No, it actually brings joy to my heart. Yeah. But you guys are going to end up paying for that.
I read this story 3 times last night before I finally figured out, I get it. It was either neutral or drive, one of the 2.
Yeah.
National and international stories. President Trump signing an executive order yesterday calling for revamped childhood vaccine recommendations that promote his long-held theory that childhood shots should be spaced out into separate medical visits. The order advocates separating the measles.
His belief that that's the way it should be. I'm not taking medical advice from that idiot.
I'm not taking it from any politician.
Yeah.
The order advocates separating the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine into 3 different single disease shots, administering all childhood immunizations at separate appointments whenever possible. Major medical organizations immediately released statements saying the move is not warranted and says all the data proves it. Among those organizations, American Academy of Pediatrics, Infectious Diseases Society of America, American Colleges of Physicians, American Medical Association, and several others. The executive order also directs the nation's health department to improve research on vaccines, which are already extensively studied, to present a separate plan for measles, mumps, and rubella vaccines. That's not currently an option in the U.S. The renewed focus on vaccines marks a departure from the Trump administration's recent efforts to emphasize less controversial health policies related to healthy eating, drug price negotiations, and medical fraud crackdowns ahead of November's midterm election.
I'm at a disadvantage here because it's been a while. Does the little kid routinely get those vaccinations when stop?
Yes.
You're going through this now?
Yes.
Okay.
The
is
child
the kid
gets measles.
I know why.
Whatever shots. I don't know about
Did the kid have it done?
Yes.
I know why, guys. I know why. What do we always say? It's always money related. Who wins if this happens? There's going to be more visits to the doctor, right?
Yeah.
Who wins? The insurance companies win. That's who wins.
Well,
right? It's always money. It's always money. Somebody's going to be making more money on 3 visits versus 1 visit.
Correct. Those 3 shots now are all administered in 1 shot. They're all together.
That's
in
worked
one
fine
shot.
for years. I mean, that's
but
worked
we
fine.
need to make more money. This is like, instead of building a straight railroad and making X amount of money, you build it crooked, add on miles, and make a lot of money.
Yeah. So what you're saying, Caddy, is the insurance companies are giving money to the politicians so that they change this? Is that?
Well, I didn't break it down that deep, John. I just know that we're getting screwed and somebody else is making money.
All I know is if Trump said this, do the opposite.
All I know is when my dentist does an x-ray, it's going to cost me more money because he's going to find stuff that doesn't bother me right now. You know what I mean? It's all a big sham, if you ask me.
Well, I must admit, I fear when I get my teeth cleaned that they'll knock something loose. You know,
well, okay. You're the guy that dropped one out just sitting
right here.
I did see another tooth when I was plugging some stuff.
I wasn't sure it was
Do you
mine.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do, but I don't understand who you're blaming, I guess.
Oh, I'm blaming them.
Who are they?
All of them that are making money from us. We're the ones losing money.
So
I don't know. You tell me, pal.
Well, you're blaming the insurance companies, apparently.
I'm blaming insurance companies. I'm blaming doctors. I'll blame Trump. I'll blame Biden. I'll blame Pelosi. I'll blame
Is she
Billy
still
Carter.
in office? Is Pelosi still in office?
Yes, right?
What do you mean by that? Define
John, the answer is I don't know.
What does Dr. Matt Klein say? That's what I want to know.
So tough to talk in the show.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
That's a show in which everyone has their own conversation.
Can I answer John's question?
Yes.
I don't know, John. I don't know who I'm blaming, but I feel like I'm getting screwed.
The doctors, the medical profession, are against this move. So I don't think you can blame them in this one.
I'm going with the doctor on this. They want to do it all.
They want it in one
right
shot.
there. I'm going to take
Bing,
care
bang,
of your kid.
boom.
And
Get
every
outta here,
medical
kid.
organization is saying this is not warranted and that the ideas are wrong.
And there's no way in hell that moron knows more than a medical doctor.
Well,
if I have to bring my kid in, can you just leave your emotions out of it for 1 second, Joe? Just
no,
1
I don't
second.
want to.
Yeah.
If I have 3 appointments, are going to be more expensive than
Correct.
one. Are
Well,
they
then
not?
don't do it. Do it at once.
But the Joe or
Joe,
Kenny,
you're-
Kenny, no,
Yeah.
Kenny.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
The people
Wait.
who are saying to do this are the administration. Make it 3 different appointments.
Yeah.
The
It ain't
doctors
the
are
doctors
saying
saying
the
it.
doctors are saying no.
So you're telling me
You can do
Trump
it
is
in
getting
one.
rich off of my back?
There would be a chance that he is.
I don't know that even deserves a conversation.
I know one thing. I know one thing on this show. if I blame Trump for the most absurd thing on the planet, you'll go along with it.
He's either getting rich or one of his Beavis and Butthead kids is getting rich.
You know why ketchup flows freely out of the bottle now instead of it's hard to get out when we were kids?
Yeah.
Trump.
Good.
Trump.
That's
Yeah.
good.
That's a good thing, right?
You found something good about
That
it.
would be a
Trump's
good
fault.
thing.
You found something he did right.
You know why roofs only last 20 years now instead of 40 years?
I don't know.
Trump.
Yeah.
You know why it didn't rain last night when it was supposed to? It's Trump.
Yeah.
Where's Eric?
John, do you have more news?
Where's Eric?
I do. I'm debating how serious I want to get, though. But I'll just let it pass.
I wouldn't get real serious.
I'll just let it pass.
I wouldn't get real serious.
By the way, if you saw, did you see any of that press conference where he announced this?
No.
Yeah,
He kept falling asleep.
He did. He nodded off a few times. That's all right. He's tired. He works hard.
He's a tired guy.
He works
What are
hard.
you gonna do? We now
Is that
know.
like Biden? That's kind of a good thing. We'll let him rest.
Well, just let him have a little snooze there. It's okay.
It's like when Chris is not paying attention to the show and he's doing something on the computer. Just
always?
let it go. Just let it go.
Do you mean doing something on the computer or on Facebook?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, good.
Whatever.
Sleep is important.
It really is.
Sleep is important.
What I've discovered about sleep is you're not doing harm when you're sleeping.
Yep.
So just let them sleep.
Yep.
We now do know more about the president escaping what has been called assassination fears when he left Turkey on July 8th. A Washington Post report detailed an extraordinary security operation as the president left Turkey a day after the U.S. renewed military strikes on Iran. Trump initially boarded the familiar presidential Boeing 747 in view of cameras, waved to everybody, before he and several aides slipped out another door and into an airport catering truck. That truck then took them to
It's
an
like the oldest trick in the world.
It is.
I mean, who
Hey,
falls
look
for
over
that?
there. Look over there.
The trouble is he ate everything in the truck.
Yeah. One of the
Jesus,
reporters.
You need a hug, Joe.
No, that was supposed to be funny.
Yeah, well, swing and a miss.
One of the reporters had a great line. He said, I don't mind that this happened, but now we're stealing tricks how to get away from Taylor Swift to get the president of the United States.
Right.
Right.
someplace."
Does he pop out in midfield from the at the 50-yard line?
That's
Don't
an
they
old
put her
Beatles
in like
trick, isn't it?
one of those food carrier things that they push
LSG
around?
Sky Chefs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
one
with,
of
the,
those.
with the raised.
Yeah.
But what I want to know is, what if you were aide number 6? You know, they took the first 5 aides, and you're aide number 6.
you gotta go on the plane, you could be
Stay
shot.
on the
Plus
plane,
all
right?
the press,
Well-
Matthew. All the
Yeah,
press
see
was
you
on
guys.
the
See
plane.
you later.
Here's one of
Maybe
the
you want to
reasons
call home before we take off.
this is getting criticism from both sides. For one reason, what you guys just brought up, the reporters didn't know what was going on. They had no idea the president wasn't on his normal plane. And that plane was, if it was a decoy target for the president, all the reporters were still on it. So if somebody attacked that plane,
There goes the
they're-
reporters.
If I would have been Trump, I would have slid the door open and given everybody on the plane the finger. See ya,
Big
suckers.
giant, yep.
the folks on the right complained about this story because it was leaked to the press and the information got out. So everybody yelling about this
So
story.
no one's happy about this.
Now they know his
Nobody.
mode of operation.
But
We
he got,
didn't know.
he's back safely.
Okay.
This is not the first time a president has taken a decoy plane. In 2000, President Clinton flew from India to Pakistan in an unmarked plane that followed the traditional Air Force One. The ruse was revealed when he disembarked from the second plane for a 6-hour visit marked by extraordinary security. A difference, according to reporters from that trip, is that they were all separately pulled aside. They were told what was going on and told about any dangers that the plane may face.
Do you know that Kazakhstan has beautiful forests and lakes?
I did not know that.
Never would have thought. I would have thought it would be gray and dim and.
It's one of the stay-in countries. You
Yeah.
know, and
As a president, do you get to pick what you fly in? Could President Kenny say, "Put me in a fighter jet. Let's do this up right."
I would
Would
think
that
you
be
could,
allowed?
I think you could do that. Yeah,
Oh, that's what I'd do.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd go inverted over the tower
I
and
want to
all that
land
Top
on an
Gun shit.
aircraft carrier.
Yeah, all of that.
Negative. The pattern is full. You go
I'm the
by anyway.
president.
Yeah.
Search and rescue efforts resuming today in towns and cities in Western Colombia after that powerful earthquake we told you about yesterday left over 3,000 missing, many still trapped under debris. Mayors and governors from Cali, Pereira, Choco, and Manizales said at least 179 people had died in those 4 areas. That was as of about 2 hours ago. The federal government, which last updated the estimates in the hours after the earthquake hit Monday, had said a little over 100 had died at that point. Around 1,600 buildings across the region have been reported severely damaged or collapsed. Soldiers, rescue personnel, and families picking through rubble, passing large pieces of concrete by hand along lines of volunteers. The U.S. State Department has announced it would provide $15.5 million for emergency shelter, food, and other aid. Governments across Latin America have also lined up to help.
Kenny, back to your flipping the bird thing. I think rather than just have him do his hand outside the door, to get in a plane and have the smoke, in the sky where you can you make a nice big middle finger as I'm leaving? Just to say, so long, suckers.
Like the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
The judge overseeing Luigi Mangioni's murder case in New York announced today that his trial, which is scheduled to begin in September, will have an anonymous jury. 28-year-old Mangione charged in the killing of a healthcare insurance executive as he walked into a hotel in Midtown Manhattan to get ready for an investor conference on the morning of December 4th, 2024. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to all charges. The announcement this morning from the judge, Justice Gregory Caro, marks another high-profile trial in Manhattan where the identities of the 12 people selected to decide the defendant's fate and alternates will be shielded from the public. In 2024, judges in Manhattan also allowed anonymous juries in President Trump's criminal trial and in the case of Daniel Penny, the Marine who was acquitted in the fatal choking of a homeless man in a New York subway car. In New York State, juries do not typically operate in full anonymity. Defendants and prosecutors will still be allowed to know jurors' names even when they are kept from the public. Usually, judges allow jurors to remain anonymous in that way if a defendant has been shown to be a danger to the jury or judicial system and in high-profile cases. Ahead of tomorrow's total solar eclipse across much of Europe, for the first time in 30 years, by the way, there's a frenzied rush on in London. The sun will be about 90% obscured over London, and it seems like nearly everyone wants a pair of difficult-to-find solar shades to keep their eyes safe before it happens. Potential buyers are scouring certified sellers across the city. Nearly 7,000 people have joined a WhatsApp group providing stock alerts, while others are sharing tips on suppliers online with reports of vendors selling out within hours. The Royal Observatory Greenwich, which is hosting a watch party for the event, said in a statement on Tuesday morning it had sold out of glasses online, but that a very limited amount would be available on site through Wednesday. Hours later, the observatory said it was completely sold out because of an unprecedented volume of orders. The specialized glasses, which are typically made of cardboard and mylar, a polyester film, are designed to filter out parts of the solar spectrum that can damage the eye. London won't see another eclipse blocking out as much of the sun as this one until 2081, according to the Royal Observatory. Lisbon, Barcelona, Madrid, Paris, Milan, and Dublin are also among the cities that will experience a deeply eclipsed sun. Other cities in Spain and parts of Iceland will have a total eclipse.
I'm not a criminal, but if I were of the criminal mind or if I was a pickpocket in those areas, what I would do is I would go to the dollar store, buy out all the sunglasses and just, these are the solar ones that are going to help you out here, no problem.
Why'd you just punch a couple holes in a piece of cardboard?
Well, and then they're going to walk around, I can't see anything.
What about a welding mask? Yeah. Will that work?
John, thank you so much.
Too heavy.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Why does a welding mask remind me of Flashdance?
Oh,
The Earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
this is the greatest golf cheating story I've ever heard of.
I love golf cheating stories.
There's a guy in Missouri named Zach Holland. He's a 2 handicapper. That means he's pretty damn good. He played collegiately at William Carey University. I've never heard of that. Well, he resigned his membership at Wing Haven Country Club in O'Fallon, Missouri.
Okay.
Because he faked a hole-in-one.
Bro.
He did. He admitted to club officials he did it. I said, I'm so stupid. I shouldn't have done that.
Why?
And,
What got into his mind?
well,
He's a
here's-
2 handicap.
Yeah, he probably could have won the damn tournament. It was a member tournament at his
Okay.
own club. He placed the golf ball in the cup on the par 3 fourth hole before the start of the tournament. So he must have known that
Like a scramble, he
was going to be starting on the fourth hole.
Okay.
He must have known that. And so then he lied to his people that when they were at the fourth hole, he said, "I got to call my grandma. I'll run ahead and hit." No, he didn't start on the fourth hole because he said, "I'll run ahead and hit to the fourth. Then I got to go call my grandma," and they were cool with that. They said, "Okay." So he disappears for a bit, and then he joins his foursome on the fourth hole, the par 3. He had already hit, supposedly.
So nobody saw him tee off.
Nobody saw it, and so he said to his fellows, "Yeah, I skimmed it. I don't even know where my ball is." So they got up there, and there's the ball in the hole, and they all went nuts. "You got a hole-in-one, blah," and he wins the big pot of money or whatever it is. And so
Is he Catholic? Did he confess? How did he get found out?
security camera on the maintenance shed.
Oh, they wanted to verify it?
The security cameras on the maintenance shed is adjacent to the fourth green because the idiot was right there. So they see him going out there that morning and doing this. And so he has to confess to it and say, "Yeah, I did it. I'm very sorry. I'm stupid."
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much money could you have won in the pot? Or
I don't know. But that's really going a little too far.
wow,
And I have a note from Krista out in Maryland. Just wanted to take a moment to thank you for the bit of nostalgia picturing the good old days of driving up and down Main Street, showing off that freshly washed and waxed vehicle. In the late 80s, when I was participating in such an event, it was a highlight of the week. Oh, how times have changed, but I think I have a ray of hope. In this day and age, young people are not out socializing with each other. The weekends to them are not what they were to us. It's just one more day to sit in their apartments or parents' basements, playing video games and scrolling through TikTok, Facebook, and whatever the hell the flavor of the week might currently be. If you think about it, these people had to get off the couch, take off their pajamas, get dressed, and leave the house. Then, like Somali gang members at the state fair, they exhibited a willingness to participate in a coordinated social event. So while it is completely irresponsible and idiotic to take to the highway on a scooter to endanger your own as well as other people's lives, I can't help but smile when I think of it. Granted, it speaks volumes that my personal expectations of the world have reached such a meager all-time low, but that's a conversation for another day, Krista. So she, too, thought it was kind of fun that people were driving around town. But when they got to the freeway, they proved they're idiots.
thank you for chiming in, Chris.
And off-site correspondent Downing notes, I have some American nostalgia and a ray of hope for you. Back 45 years ago, I spent many summer evenings cruising the Loop in Pine City. Cars looped the main commercial block at the north end of town, anchored by Saucer's Hardware, and circled the A&W at the south end of town. Back and forth we went, hoping to see some friends and stopping to talk in the A&W parking lot. News of that evening's party might be passed along. Here's the ray of hope. In 2026, you can still cruise the loop. The A&W is still there at the south end, and at the north end of town, the main commercial block is still anchored by Saucer's Hardware, just as it has been since 1909.
Ha!
That is fantastic. That's a ray of hope. Do I have Ray of Hope on here? Sure I do. No, that's Ray Charles.
That's Ray Charles. This one features
I don't
Joe
have it.
O'Brien.
I don't know where it is. I used to have. Is this it? Let's see what this is. No, that's something else.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
whatever.
Yeah.
So, wonderful.
I have a weird question.
Yeah.
He said their main drag went north to south.
Yeah.
Ours goes east to west where I grew up. All of them, every town in my area.
Yeah.
Is there a logical way that I mean,
No.
do they usually go east west or does it not matter?
It doesn't matter.
Today's ray of hope.
There we
Gabe.
It doesn't matter.
got it. All right, good enough.
It just depends how the forebears laid it out.
Ours was east and west. You turned around at Jumbo's Drive-In and went down the other way.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Kitty. All right,
Mandan,
John,
North Dakota.
Man,
No,
Yeah,
I told you before, I don't have a party. I don't have a Republican Party that I would wish to belong to, and I don't have a Democratic Party that I would wish to belong to. Here's a little more corroboration of my leanings.
Okay.
Democratic Governor Maura Healey was met with smiles and applause and more smiles as she signed the Massachusetts gestational limits on abortion, making Massachusetts the 10th state to permit the procedure right up to birth.
Wow.
And all the gals around her desk were just happy as hell. They were clapping and smiling, and this is wonderful. Under the Prioritizing Patient Access to Care Act, healthcare workers will have greater discretion in determining whether to perform an abortion later in pregnancy without facing legal penalties under the state's restrictions. Healy said the law is intended to ensure families facing medical complications late in pregnancy can abort their babies in Massachusetts rather than travel out of state. I think we can probably do it here, I would think. Those complications can include maternal health and fatal diagnosis. Now, I will be the first to say this, hopefully, would not happen often. It would not happen often.
Right.
But I would think you'd have the wherewithal that when this is signed, not to act so happy about it.
True.
That's the part that
Yeah.
you really need to,
Applaud it.
applauding and smiling and going, hooray, we can kill him right up till the very last moment. I'd wait on that. I would have, if you want to go in the back room and
Not joyous.
give another Democrat a high five for that, that'd be one thing. But to do it in public.
I initially thought maybe they were applauding because previously in Massachusetts you weren't allowed to perform an abortion in the event that the mother's health was in question, like say that this is going to kill the mom. Turns out, though, I'm wrong because previously the state law allowed for abortion the first 24 weeks of pregnancy. After that, it was allowed if the physician believed it was necessary to save the mother's life.
Well, now you can do it just for the hell of it.
That eliminated that.
Massachusetts now joins Alaska, Colorado, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, New Jersey, New Mexico, Oregon, and Vermont in removing gestational age limits on abortion, along with the District of Columbia. So we're not short of places where you could have this taken care of.
And it also removes the stipulation that those abortions must be performed in a duly authorized hospital. So drive-through.
You can go drive-through.
Yeah. Put your feet up on the dash. Here we go.
I have a note. You can determine whether it's disturbing or not. I have a note from Ingy.
It's
writes,
disturbing.
Ready?
It's disturbing.
Where did this wonderful summer go? State Fair just days away. The experience has experienced Farm Fest, Game Fair, and about a dozen parades and will be available for each GL appearance. Last day as a mail carrier technician at USPS was at the end of June. going out in an appropriate way. That's foghornable. I mounted a party speaker on top of the postal truck and played ice cream truck music as I was delivering. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you have a packed 2 shows at the fair, but if you can spare 5 minutes,
tight.
I don't even know if we can.
Pretty tight.
I'd like to offer up my mirror ball helmet for auction. I happen to have an auctioneer in the family, so we're covered there. Retirement finds me no longer requiring it for my personal appearances. And after donating my Honda Shadow to a veterans organization, I wanted to do something to help GL with its charities, whether it's Play for Patrick or a new startup, Muzzles for Matthew. Looking at Friday, September 4th, if interested. Cylindrically yours, the experience. P.S. Understand there will be an award presented to GL News guy John Haidt on one of the Fridays. I don't know what that's referring to.
Yeah, I'm worried.
Yeah. I don't know, Hank. Bring the mirror ball. I don't know that it would be attractive to anybody to actually own it and wear it, considering you've worn it.
Joe, you should write back and tell him we'll be starting the broadcast that day at 4 p.m. 4 p.m.
Well, the
Be
bad part of that, Kenny, is he just heard that. So the notice in the U.S. mail would do us no good. So Ingy will be there, and that's always exciting. But I don't know about the auction.
In all seriousness, don't we have a different starting time?
1 o'clock to 2 o'clock.
Yeah, 1 to
Okay, yeah.
1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, the 2 Fridays of the fair at the KSTP TV location.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
Only because they come to us all the way from Marloth Park in Mpumalanga, South Africa, from the Traveling Lymans. It was on this day.
This day is August 11th.
On this day in 1900, all 13 of the cars in the Minneapolis race from the Hennepin County Courthouse to Wayzata to demonstrate to county commissioners the need for better roads. That was all of the cars in Minneapolis did this. There were 13 cars in Minneapolis in 1900, and they raced out to Wayzata. Harry Wilcox arrived at Wayzata first, making the 12-mile run in 42 minutes.
You know,
hell, that's what it takes today.
You know, you say some years these sound familiar from last year.
Yeah.
That one seems like we do it every 3 months, doesn't it? I don't know.
No, but I bet we do this every year.
Every
Bet on
year
this
at
day
this
every
time.
year was that race.
That's right. I remember it.
On this day,
August 11th.
in 1906, the statue, Mississippi, Father of Waters, was unveiled in Minneapolis City Hall. An allegorical representation of the Mississippi River, the statue was carved from a single block of marble by Larkin Goldsmith Mead and weighed almost 14,000 pounds.
Wow.
That's a big statue, isn't it? Yeah. On this day,
August 11th.
I'll never forget this day.
Why?
On this day in 1992, the Mall of America opened.
Oh.
Put it in D, and it went right to the
Right to Dayton's.
The Mall of America opened to a gala ceremony, an unexpected parking crunch, and an estimated 150,000 shoppers who, as the Star Tribune commented, took a vacation from recession and purchased. Standing on what was the site of Metropolitan Stadium, the Mega Mall was the largest in the United States. I wonder if it still is. I bet it is.
Calgary, I think they beat Edmonton for the largest enclosed
But that's not in the
mall.
United States, man.
No, I know.
I think it's New Jersey, but it's also owned by the Garmasians.
Okay,
I
the
will
Flying
fact check for you.
Garmasian brothers. And still to this day, on my garage wall is the framed press parking pass to the Mall of America.
I have seen that.
Just for her edifice.
Yep.
Edification, not edifice.
Edifice?
Just for her thing there. On this day in sports disappointment history,
Who'd we lose to today?
well, on this day in 2019, the Vikings traded their 5th-round pick for kicker Kari Vedvik. That means nothing to me. I don't remember the kicker named Kari Vedvik.
Me neither.
But that he must have been a disappointment because it's under the disappointment headline.
Back to the Germazian brothers.
Yes. Weren't they from Edmonton?
Yes.
Yeah.
They are.
Weren't they rug dealers?
They
or
are
something?
a private Canadian business family of Iranian Jewish descent, led by their patriarch Jacob Papa Germazian.
Yep.
The family operates the 555 Group and is famous for developing massive retail. West Edmonton Mall in Alberta opened in '81. Mall of America in 1992 remains the largest shopping mall in the U.S. And then Gabe's American Dream in New Jersey opened in 2019. Now,
not as big as the Mall of
No,
America.
I stand corrected.
when
It was smaller.
Wax Hands was in business, we were asked to do a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah at the Mall of America.
Well, be darned.
And when my son Matthew saw the email number, he said, "Holy crap, is that the 555 Group?" I had no idea what they was. It was the Germazian family. And I might say they tipped rather well.
It's a shame you couldn't figure out a way to keep that business going.
There is a Wax Hands store at the Mall of America, and it is a not sound quality as 12 Hands.
He had a labor problem, Joe.
I did. Sophia was fired 3 times from our family business.
That's like George.
Well, as
Jetson.
a prominent investor,
I
fired every
I wouldn't even
episode.
say prominent, I'd say lead.
lead investor
Yeah.
in the
Only.
project, I'm really disappointed.
Yeah, me too.
Well, the only investor, I guess. Yeah. Thank you,
Gabe
G.
threw in
Ellers.
a couple of
Thank
magic
you, G.
beans
Ellers.
and some. G. Ellis, what are you being thanked for? Well, you're being thanked for your loyalty since April 29th of 1993. Many people have been with us the entire route. If you're new or you want to bring somebody into the garage, like maybe a neighbor in the cul-de-sac, have them go to garagelogic.com. Tell them about the town council. They can sign up and they can get exclusive audio and be with us prior to the show, during the breaks, post-show. All sorts of great stuff happened before and after the show. In fact, some of the best stuff happens before and after. Forget the show. If you want to check us out during the show, go to YouTube and subscribe for free. You can see exactly what Joe is wearing each and every day, how he styles his hair, and basically what's on the docket for today. All right, we'll find out. Go to garagelogic.cha.